In a world that just never stops talking, probably the most powerful thing you can do is, well, nothing. Today, we're going to dig into the hidden strength that's found in silence.
I mean, just think about it for a second. We're buried in noise, right? And we're all kind of told that if you want to make a difference, you have to be loud about it. But what if that's not the whole story? What if real strength isn't about adding to the noise, but actually mastering the quiet? So, the very first thing we have to do is completely reframe what we think silence is. It's not some empty void, and it's definitely not weakness. It's the total opposite. Real silence isn't empty, it's actually full of answers. It's that space you need for real strength and wisdom and clarity to grow.
Okay, so let's explore why it's so incredibly powerful. In this first part, we're going to break down how silence really gives you a strategic edge in life. This idea seems so simple, but wow, it is profound. When you're the one talking, you're basically just on repeat, sharing stuff you already know. But the second you get quiet and you actually listen, you open yourself up to everything everyone else knows. All of a sudden, just being quiet and observant becomes your secret weapon. And this totally applies to your emotional control too. Like, imagine someone throws an insult at you. Your first gut reaction is to fire right back, isn't it? But when you do that, you've just let them control how you feel. You've literally handed over your power. That silent pause, that's you taking your power back. It's the little gap where you get to choose a calm response instead of a chaotic reaction.
And really, this is the main takeaway right here. Choosing to be silent isn't a sign of weakness. It's a strategy. It's you deciding that your own inner peace is way more valuable than winning some pointless dramatic argument. Okay, so we get the why, but how do you actually do this? In a world that's just screaming for our attention 24/7. Well, this next section is your practical toolkit to get you started.
Look, this is not about taking some vow of silence for a year. Just think of it like a workout for your brain. You start small, maybe just a couple of minutes of quiet each day. You create these little pockets of silence, like putting your phone away when you eat, and you really practice listening. Not just waiting for your turn to talk, but listening to truly understand. And getting out in nature, that's a great way to find those quiet spaces and just disconnect. It's a skill, and believe me, it gets easier the more you do it. And once you start building this skill, something pretty amazing starts to happen. You kind of unlock this silent superpower. It begins to change pretty much every part of your life. So let's look at what that actually looks like. Let's talk about leadership. The most powerful person in the room, it's almost never the one talking the loudest or the most. It's the person who listens, who sees the little details everyone else is missing, and then, when they finally do speak, their words have so much weight because they're packed with purpose. They lead by the impact of their actions, not the volume of their voice. This same power completely transforms your personal relationships. I mean, how many fights could be totally avoided with just a simple silent pause? When a friend is going through a hard time, sometimes the best thing you can give them isn't advice. It's your quiet, undivided attention. That's how you build those really deep bonds where you can just be with someone without that awkward pressure to fill every single second with noise. And finally, the biggest transformation of all is the one that happens inside you. When you get the outside world to quiet down, you can finally start to hear your own inner voice. Not your boss's, not your family's, not what social media is screaming at you, but yours. In that quiet, you can build powerful new habits without needing a round of applause, and you can see with total clarity what needs to change in your life. This is where the real, lasting growth happens. So this right here is the ultimate mindset shift. Stop talking about what you're gonna do. Just channel all that energy into actually doing it. You don't need to broadcast every move. Let the results, your success, be the thing that makes all the noise. So I'll just leave you with this one last question to think about. In a world that is constantly shouting for your attention, what truths, what big ideas, what answers are just waiting for you in the quiet? What will you discover when you finally give yourself a chance to listen? Thanks for checking out this explainer.